I'm Rezlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, was that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack. And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Value Pack. Now, if you didn't see it already, we did a 1,000 subscriber special. We live streamed it, actually, and I know a lot of people went to watch the VOD of that on Frosty's Twitch channel, but we also went ahead and uploaded it as its own podcast as well. That would be episode 39, so this one will be 40. And we did that yesterday, I think it went up, or the day before. I don't remember. Anyway, go check that out if you haven't already. It was a good time. We had Nyashi on. We announced a lot of things, including a tournament that we'll be hosting in mid-December, most likely, and we'll let you guys know more about that as it gets closer, and we'll have a sign up and all that shit going on there. And we'll probably, what I was thinking, we'll be doing a majority, if not all, of the announcements through the Discord. So if you're interested in this PvP tournament at all, then you're going to want to join the Discord. That way you can be kept up to date on the progress that's going through. So make sure you do that. Yeah, we got kind of a shorter podcast today. We'll see how long it ends up going, but there's really not that much to talk about. We got a couple topics here that we're going to go through, and then we're going to do comments. We're not going to do comments on the 1,000 subscribers special. We'll do the comments on that video next week. So that way people have time to leave a comment on it if they want. So we're only going to be reading comments from episode 38, which was last week's episode with General Moores. But of course, you already know that comes at the end of the video. So, all right. First thing is a little bit of news. It's the Kratuga system. Now, I don't know how it actually changed, but Frosty does. So explain it, Frosty. What's changing about it?
So it already got changed in this patch, but basically there's a random event that spawns in there. That like packs of mobs spawn. So when you're grinding randomly, like these 4 or 5 packs of mobs will spawn. You had a minute to kill them, the 5 packs, and if you did, then 2 bosses would spawn. And then you had a minute to kill those, and once those died, then Leighton spawned. And if you killed the Leighton, you had a chance to get a Leighton, and then other drops from the area. A Leighton Power Stone, that is. So basically, I mean, just simple enough. They made it so now you can actually see the packs on the map when they spawn. Although it's still not perfect. It's like they have to be in your little radar, the cone view. And they doubled the amount of time you have to kill the mobs, and then on the elites they reduced the DP of them. Let me double check to make sure. I have it here. Yeah, they increased, let's see, the HP they decreased and then increased the AP of basically of level 2. So anyway, it's doable now. So that's cool. I actually was grinding in there the other day. Yesterday, I didn't get any fucking crystals though. So that was stupid. But I did kill the Leighton 5 times, and I did not get a Leighton's Power Stone. Eat your heart out, 10% drop rate. Yeah, so that was that. I just want to point that out because that was a good change. Because that shit was literally impossible before. I actually did it with 2 people, and we still couldn't finish it. And I think part of the problem was that we didn't know where all the packs were because they weren't on the map, which is hilarious to me.
Right.
And it didn't give any message before, so you had no idea if you passed or failed. You're like, wait, did I do it? Is it over? Are there more packs? What do I do? This is fucking weird. And now it has like some messages, so it helps a little bit.
Yeah. What happened to the 100% drop rate, man? Bring that back.
Dude, now that would be busted. That would mean yesterday in the span of like 2 hours, I would have got 5 latent power stones.
And how awesome would that have been?
Right now, not that awesome. They're worth like 60 mil. Have you seen the market lately?
Shit. Yeah, good point.
Fuck.
All right. Moving on. Frosty thought of a good idea, kind of like a fun thing that we could talk about since we were trying to think of some bullshit to talk about this morning. Basically the TLDR is just each class, which one is our favorite PvPer, right? Of each class, that is.
Right. Your favorite PvPer all time on every class in the game.
Yeah.
Which hopefully doesn't
Now,
offend anybody.
yeah, we should make a couple things clear. First of all, we're not out to offend anybody, and nor are we out to shill for anybody. This is purely just our opinions. Obviously, we're not stating factually that these people are the best to ever live, and I'm 100% sure that there's going to be disagreements between us on like what these people are. But it's all opinion based, right? It's all just opinion based, just to shoot the shit. I don't know what Frosty's list is. Probably a lot better than mine. I have a lot of like old friends on my list actually. I mean not a lot, but a few. So
Your whole
there's gonna be
list.
people.
Your whole list is comprised of the Blood Oath members.
Yeah, dude, right? Um, yeah, I also have some classes that are blank because I literally don't have anybody that I would be like, oh yeah, that guy's my favorite PvPer on this class. So that's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, the end goal is that hopefully Pearl Abyss is listening, and all the ones he doesn't have a person for, they buff those classes because no one plays them.
Okay, let me fill in one for Kuno real quick.
Well, you don't
All
want
right.
Kuno getting buffed?
No, I don't.
Right, you want Zerker to get Spin Spree, I think you were saying earlier.
Yeah. I want Zerker, unpopular opinion, I'm sure. I want Zerker Q buff to be nerfed, and I want BSRs to not be transferable, indirectly nerfing all the classes that abuse their 100% like Zerker. And then I would like for proper balance changes to be made to the class. Yes.
Hey, if those first... See, you didn't say that earlier when we were talking. If those first two things happen, then I'd be all on board with that change. That would change everything.
It should be stated broadly that pretty much any change that I say to Zerker, I would want it to come after Q buff gets nerfed and the removal of transferring of BSR, because I think that doesn't have any place in the current state of the game, and it makes for a really toxic experience for a lot of players in large scale. And it also makes it very hard to balance, because how can you argue that Tamer is super weak in Seed whenever their ulti gets 7 kills every 2 minutes? Like, it's very hard to make that argument. So if you remove the ability to transfer BSR, then it makes it a lot easier to balance these classes individually. So, just saying.
Right.
Anyway, moving on.
If the balancers are willing to do some balancing, that is true.
Yeah, exactly. They gotta put in the effort, which they won't. So,
So what order should we do these classes?
I have it in order of because I said this before we started recording, but every time I need a list of classes, I go to the market and click on Awakening, and then I just write them all down in order.
Got it. Okay.
So I have it in terms of the classes coming out, basically, or their awakenings coming out, I guess.
So that's why you forgot Shy was a class, because they don't have an awakening.
Correct. Yes, that's why I left Shy out initially, because it's not on there. So yeah. Anyway, we're starting with Warrior, I guess. Then.
Okay. You wanna open us up? You were a Warrior once,
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't know. I feel like you have to give it to McCann's, even if you hate him. Like, what he did for the PvP community is, I mean, it can't be understated.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with McCann's. I have to. This one I have a hard time ordering because one of them I think is the best player, but one of them is my favorite player. So McCann's I think is definitely the best warrior, right? Forever. He kind of has been for a long time, even pre and post changes, which is why I respect him so much. Because a lot of warriors kind of shit themselves after the CC changes.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, a lot of warriors were exposed. But I did really love. I thought Geek Gone Mad was really fucking good. He was one of my favorite warriors to watch.
Yeah. Honorable mention for me is Trey, by the way. I always liked Trey. He was a really good warrior. Really fun to watch fight. I believe his in-game name was JC808, I think. It
Oh
was
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Was it JC or JR? I can't remember. I think it.
JR.
Yeah.
JR. I think it was JR. JR808. I always knew him as Trey because that's what everybody always called him, including Hands. But he was always really fun. Watching him and Hands fight was like insanity. Like, actually.
Have you ever
Uh,
fought McCann's?
I have. Yeah. Back when I was still playing Warrior, I fought against him, and I got clapped. I did okay, honestly, considering it was before I really like tried to get good at PvP. Because there was this really long time where I didn't really care about getting good at PvP. I was just content with like being like meh. Um, Mostly because I didn't have to be good. Warrior, lingering super armor, hello, and yeah, I don't know. I got clapped, but he said I wasn't terrible, so I was like, hey, hooray. McCann said I wasn't terrible.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten to fight him. I fought him open world at Gaha's once on my Tamer when I was pretty new. And that was when like Tamer could basically kill everyone because no one had that much gear. So I got like a dash grab on him. And I always felt like I was better than McCann since that day.
Yeah, and every time you see him, you harass him about how he never put you killing him into one of his montages.
Yeah, I want to be in the montage, dude. I actually never ran into him after that, like ever. It was so weird. Like, I saw him in BA before some tournaments, but he was already like busy with other people, so I didn't bother him. But yeah, I never got to really PvP with him. All right, who's next, or what class is next?
Sork?
Sork Awakening came out after, right after, huh?
Yep.
Were
2
people
weeks.
were people
Was
happy
it
with
1 week
Sork?
or 2 weeks?
Were people happy with Sork Awakening when it first came out?
I don't think so. I think they were pretty upset.
Really? Even though the scythe is so cool looking?
You gotta remember that Sork was the most powerful class in pre-awakening.
Right.
So I think it wasn't necessarily that the awakening, like people were upset at the awakening. In fact, I don't know. I think most people thought it looked really cool, but I like have a vague memory of people being a little upset that they would have to use their awakening now instead of just being able to use pre-awakening to kill everybody.
Right.
Well, like the early days of Sork Awakening was basically just violationing people.
Hell yeah, dude. Those are the good times. That's all you should have to do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just violation them.
Yeah, I think so. I've always felt
All right,
this way.
who's on you? Who's your Sork? Is it you? Are you your Sork?
No, 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 God, no. So I feel like amongst Sorks it's pretty well known, but I think Amora historically has been the best Sork that probably has ever played the game. And then I think all around, like I don't know how good Amora is in like large scale or anything, but in duels, like he's just ridiculous, and he embarrasses a lot of people, and he's come up with a lot of combos and this and that. And I've heard from I think Dr. Positive told us that he attributed a lot of what he learned to Slim, who's like a EU Sork. So there's that. So Slim's probably also really, really good. And then Mac, obviously, like everyone likes Messiah, super nice dude, but he's actually like I want to say for a streamer, but that's offensive. But for a streamer, he's so good. Like the dude actually like PvPs, you know.
Yeah.
And for someone
Yeah.
who like makes fun videos, you know, like his montages and like stuff are always really like there's humor in it and stuff. So he invests a lot of time in actually making cool content. But he's a really good sort, and he's been good for a long time.
Yeah. Mac is who I have written down, the Silas. Yeah, he's great. I don't know what to say. He's
Yeah.
great, dude.
Yeah, but
Maybe he may not be the best Sork in the world, but he's a really good Sork. He's a really good guy, and yeah, I don't know. He's just always every time I think Sork, it's just a picture of Mac just pops up in my head. So
that's weird.
I might be in love with him. I don't
Is
know.
he
I'm still
wearing
figuring it out.
is he wearing clothes in this picture?
He's got pants on, but no shirt, so I don't know what that means.
Right. Dude, but Amora is like if people have not seen Amora, he has a bit of a dark past that we're not going to get into, but Amora is a damn good Sork. If you haven't seen his videos, it's Amora. Try to find some on YouTube. He's super good.
Fun fact, I actually got clapped by Silas a long time ago. I don't know if I ever told you that story.
I think so. You were a warrior, right?
Yeah. So I was a warrior, and I think this was like not too long after I had just came back to the game. And for some reason, I was thinking like I was like really good, and yeah, I fought Silas, and I was not really good because all of a sudden, not only am I fighting this class that has a bunch of iframes in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing, but also he had enough gear to where my lingering super armor was basically not an auto win for me because he would just like kill me through it. So I was like, I really did not know what to do. I was like, I can't grapple him. I can't like just live. Like I don't know what to do. Yeah, he slapped me.
all those months of training, the Q button wasn't working.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't just hold Q and then grapple into Gravedigger. I didn't know what to do. In fact, ironically enough, now that I think about it, I think that fight may have been the fight that really made me want to get good at PvP. Hilariously enough, I think me getting clapped so hard by Mac in a fight that I knew I should have been winning. I think that was when I was like, okay, dude, I'm actually like really bad, and I don't want to be really bad.
He
So
inspired you to not be trash too.
yeah, I guess, man, in a weird way. Sometimes all it takes is getting your cheeks clapped, you know?
He's another person that I actually have never fought. I've never fought him outside of like a GVG. I fought him in GVGs, but it was like there's so many people around that it didn't matter. Actually, Amora. So Nahi, you know Nahi, but a friend of ours is he met Amora first, and I remember him hopping on Discord one day and be like, "Dude, this fucking guy in BA is doing shit I've never seen before. Come fight him." And at the time, I had I think this was before the renown changes, and I was like soft cap or close to soft cap or about soft cap, and I had a set of weapons on Sork and Mystic, and I went in there on Mystic and I fought him, and I actually beat him like pretty convincingly in Mystic versus Sork, and I was like he's all right. I don't know why are you so excited about this guy. And then Amora like whispered me, he's like, "Hey, I haven't really fought many Mystics. Nah, he told me you play Sork. Get your Sork." And I was like, "Okay." And at the time, I felt like I was better on Sork than Mystic. So I come in on my Sork, and he like legit beat me 10-0. It wasn't even close. I didn't even grab a single win. I was like, all right, yeah, you know what? Maybe it's pretty good, actually.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't even fight him on a Mystic now, dude. There's no way. Fuck that. Sorks have just figured out how to deal with Mystics like completely, so that would be rough.
I think a lot of people have, honestly. Mystic was one of those classes where, like, when nobody knew what to do about them, they were kind of unstoppable. But now that people kind of know, I feel like they're way more equipped to deal with them.
Right.
They're a lot easier to deal with than a lot of other classes, honestly.
All right, fill 30 seconds while I grab a drink. I will be super fast.
Okay, he's gonna be super fast. Fun fact: before we started recording this podcast, Frosty said, and I quote, "All right, I need a drink. I can't be sober for this." So, drunk Frosty incoming. Hopefully, he's not getting anything too strong. By the way, I should state we are trying a little bit different way of recording this episode. So if this sounds particularly better or worse in terms of the quality, please let me know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. We're trying it this way. We think it might be a little bit better, but who knows? It could be the same or even worse. We don't know. Let us know what you guys think if you have a particularly strong opinion one way or the other, please.
The recording?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
recording.
It's experimental. I'm so scared
Yeah.
that it's just going to stop recording because the method's different.
If you don't have a particularly strong opinion one way or the other, just don't say anything and we'll take your silence as a thumbs up. All right, next is Zerker. So what do you have? I'm curious because there's a lot.
So this one's a two-parter, which I know we probably shouldn't do, but because of tournaments, and unlike you, I actually like watching be it like Black Desert tournaments. I like watching people fight, even if it's a big tournament, small tournament, whatever. Obviously Inflict is like one of the best. He beats a lot of good players and really consistently, and if you run into him open world, you probably don't want to fight him, even if you're supposed to win on whatever class you play. But in my own experience, and I feel like I'm going to get pushback on this from some people, but I thought Briz was so good.
Oh my
I
god!
know, dude.
Here we go,
Dude, and I'm going way back. Like this is like when like the best players were on Manchums in Valencia 6 or Arsha. I can't remember if it was Valencia 6 still or Arsha. But dude, he was like the one Zerker that just felt faster than everyone I fought at the time. And he always had gear, but it wasn't like I couldn't kill him back then. And he just was like, I don't know, man, he was scary. This is before the CC changes. I remember I dueled him for a long time in BA when Absolutes and Rabams came out, and like, dude, he was just I remember just every Zerker I ever knew was like, oh, this class sucks, our Rabam skills are awful, and then I was like, dude, I am fighting this dude that is like, everything you're saying just can't be true, because this guy is so fast, I can't CC him no matter how hard I try. So, yeah. That one maybe, I don't know. I don't know if people actually think he's good or not, but when he was tryharding,
definitely good.
Yeah, when he was tryharding versus me, I had a really hard time, and I really don't. I always felt strong against Zerkers on basically every class I played, and he was one of the few that gave me a really hard time.
Yeah, he was a good Zerker for sure. I'm just saying, there's no coincidence that we recorded the first tier list shortly after you got clapped by Briz in open world, and you said Zerker was like S tier, basically. You're like the only reason I'm not putting it S tier is because Archer is there and Archer is insane. And then the second time we recorded the tier list just a couple months ago, you hadn't fought Briz since you got clapped, and Briz was no longer a Zerker, now he's an Archer, and you're like, oh, Zerker's probably like B tier? So, I mean, I don't know, man, I'm just saying.
No, the first time we recorded, it actually, I was more influenced by the fact that the only people at the top of our KDs were Zerkers when I was in Black Rose. I'm like, wait a minute. I was told you guys suck. What's happening here? You guys are killing everybody. It's like Oakley, like you'd see the kill streams like Oakley, Zune, Yed, and I'm like, wait a minute. I thought Zerkers were bad. What's going on?
Yeah.
Choice. I know, like Choice, man, we had, think about how crazy that is. Like Black Rose had all at one time, like Zune, Oakley, Yed, Choice. Who else? Man, they had like ridiculous Zerkers in that guild. It's crazy.
Flavage, Big.
Oh yeah, Slavage. Like both the Slavages were in there when I was in there too. That shit was silly. So
Actually,
yeah,
Big wasn't in there when you were in there, huh?
I don't think so. I don't recognize the name Big.
Big and sexy.
No, I don't think so.
He's a good Zerker. He's in there now. I don't think he was in there when you were in there though. But yeah. My pick for Zerker, I've talked about it before, has to go to Ozimir. Ozimir back in the day was one of, if not the best Zerker. Certainly the best on Uno, if not the best out of all servers. Some might argue Giga was better, and that's fine. I think they were very close. But yeah, I don't know, man. Ozimir was always insane to me. I'm watching him do this shit that I hadn't seen any other Zerkers do. And he was just very innovative for his time. It was pretty crazy watching him do the shit that he would do. I'll always remember him, even if I don't always remember his name. XD. Literally took like 30 minutes for me to figure out what his name was. I was like, why can I not remember his name?
Are there any active Zerkers?
Active
you fear?
Zerkers?
Yeah, does Osmir still play?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he quit.
Are there any active Zerkers you respect or still look up to or whatever? Like if they put out a video, you'd have to go watch.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but there's plenty of Zerkers that I respect.
What about that red guy?
Red.
Yeah, what's his name? Red? From EU?
Yeah, the EU Zerker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I mean, I don't know too much about him aside from the couple videos I've seen, but like in NA, Steve is like insane. Now, my issue with Steve, and no offense if Steve hears this, he probably won't, but my issue with Steve is he's a little flashy. So like, I've always thought Steve is a great Zerker, but kind of a bad teacher because he does all this like really flashy, like unnecessary movement, I find. And I don't know. It can be misleading if you're just watching his videos to try and understand what he's doing and trying to replicate it. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. But he's a very, very good Zerker. I mean, there's a reason he got into Snake at like 261 or whatever initially he was in there with. Like, he's just really good.
He's doing the McCann screen shake.
No, he doesn't do that. It's hard to explain if you don't play the class, but he does a lot of very like small and necessary things where I'm just looking at it and I'm sitting there trying to figure out why he does it, and I come to the conclusion that he's just doing it because why not, basically. Yeah, I don't know. He's a really good Zerker though. I also I like Choice. I don't think Choice is like the best Zerker on NA or anything, but I like Choice because like Masilis, I think he's a pretty cool guy. And also I like that despite the amount of gear that he's gotten, he still kind of acts like a normal Zerker. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like my issue with and I'm not meaning to talk shit or anything here. In fact, I don't think I even want to say any names, but people are probably going to figure it out.
Your BM list is huge.
I'm not even going to say his name, but people will probably just be able to tell. Can I say
it? If I know who you're talking about? I'm going to.
There's a Zerker who was extremely good. I consider them to be a very, very good Zerker. But then as soon as they got like crazy amounts of gear and they didn't need to be good anymore, instead of just continuing to practice and try and be good, they kind of just like slouched off. And in my opinion, they really kind of downgraded. I don't know, just my personal opinion.
All right.
In terms of like their abilities.
Don't you think the person deserves to know who they are, so that way they can improve their game?
I don't think the person would care. I think it's the person's fans that I'm worried about.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe he could be like, he'll PM you and be like, yo, I actually have been practicing, let's go BA, and then you go there and you're like, oh shit, he's good, and then you can come on the next podcast and be like, never mind, I changed my mind. He actually has been practicing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Or you could come on the next podcast and be like, yeah, he's still shit. I clapped him.
I haven't watched the person in a long time, so I don't know. Maybe he's gotten good again, but I stopped watching him because I felt like he was getting lazy and sloppy with everything he was doing because he was allowed to because of the amount of gear he's gotten. Now, where I was going with this point is I honestly don't feel like Choice has gotten a lot, if any, worse because of his gear. Like, I feel like he's still pretty much the same skill level that he was before he got a bunch of gear, which is like a pretty good Zerker. Like, not the best, but pretty damn good. But I don't know. Like,
Alright.
that's just my personal opinion.
Can I start guessing Zerker names and you tell me if I'm hot or cold?
No, you can't. Moving on.
Fuck. Alright, if you're out there,
Ranger.
Zerker, you know who you are.
Ranger. That Zerker probably does not listen to this podcast.
I'm actually super curious who you have as Ranger, because I don't know if you even know what a Ranger is.
I put critical.
Right, I actually knew that.
Yeah, you did. I told you.
Yeah, I forgot. It's on my mind.
I put critical, which is a former guildie of mine, but I actually didn't know him that well while we were in guild together. But the time that I did spend with him, I got to know that he is an exceedingly like too good ranger. Honestly, that kid is nuts. Like actually insane. Ranger is a class where it's like I feel like it's one of those classes where you're either like a god or you're just like the worst fucking player ever. It's kind of weird because it's like if you're anything less than a god, the class is kind of bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Like unless you're critical or like honorable mention for me goes to jetpacks. Like jetpacks is also really really good, especially at large scale. Jetpacks really knew how to large scale on Ranger. Um Like unless you're insane at the class, you're kind of bad, which is a feels bad.
Yeah, so for me, one of the reasons I didn't put critical is I haven't seen him in that much stuff. I know like his combos are crazy. I heard from, I think it was from Time Bomb, or maybe it was another good ranger describing them, but they basically like, the description was this. It was, Time Bomb makes better decisions in the moment, but critical is more mechanically sound. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
But for me, I have a Black Rose Ranger who I don't even know if he plays Ranger that much anymore because he also has a wizard. But Rome, ex Rome, and man, like I've open world against him a million times, and at Ranger's like lowest point, where basically everyone said Ranger is bad, he still was like top fragging in Black Rose on his Ranger, and I was and I'm not saying I'm like that good at Sork, but I know what I'm doing at least. And me and a friend of mine were 2v1ing him, and we were both on Sorks, and he actually killed us like 9 times. As a ranger, dude, it was so embarrassing. I was like, "What the fuck? This guy is a god." I like could not CC him no matter what I did. It was so upsetting. I haven't fought him in a long time, but like that just lasted with me, and he's also super nice and cool, dude. So, but Rome, yeah, Rome's like one of the best rangers I'd ever seen. And then I would put Time Bomb up there too. I think Time Bomb can be a little bombastic at times, uh, and crazy, but he's so good, dude. Um, so Rage and Angel.
Mm-hmm.
So Rage and Angel is one of the better strikers that I know. Like he just makes good decisions, and every time I meet a good striker, I try to I try to slip in like, oh hey, my friend wants to fight you, even though he doesn't. I just force them to fight, and then Rage almost always makes them look bad, even though I thought they were really good. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, so Rage is a really good striker, and I was watching like Nahi or whatever. He plays Ranger, and he was saying that there's literally nothing like Ranger could do against Striker, and then Time Bomb went and fought Rage, and like Rage was completely helpless. Like forever. It was really interesting to watch. And then Time Bomb's like, yeah, I'm not even playing like as safe as I could. Like, I could be really Cancer and never let him catch me if I wanted. So it's just funny. But yeah, Time Bomb's really, really good. He also frags the fuck out in wars. So, yep, there's that. I did clap him in Medai on my Mystic, though, one time, and then I started talking shit to him and never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, Time Bomb's always been a really good ranger. I've never personally fought him, actually. Or Rome, for that matter. Probably would get clapped, just like I got clapped by Critical the couple times we fought.
Yeah, how is that matchup on... I remember, like, back before the CC changes, I feel like Zerker had a hard time against Rangers back then. Maybe I'm crazy, but back when Rangers actually had a ton of protection and Call of the Wind was an iframe, I feel like Rangers did pretty well against Zerkers, but maybe I'm crazy. How's your matchup? How is it for you?
I'd find it to be pretty easy, personally. But again, it's like so hard to like. Again, if you're not a god, then you suck. Like, it's unfortunate that that's the case with that class, but it really is. Like, the rangers that I fight, they're either like insane, which are few and far between, like Critical or Jetpacks, both of which I fought personally, or they're like dog shit, like every other ranger I've ran into in open world. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just feels bad that the class is like that, but it kind of is.
Jetpacks is really good too.
He is. He's really good. I don't think he plays anymore, but maybe he does. I don't know.
think
I haven't
he-
talked to him in so long.
Yeah, I think he's in Cho Nation, but I could be mistaken.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure he's still in Cho.
Huh.
Pretty sure all the top siege guilds are basically retired.
Yeah, right. All right, Tamer.
This is another one that I'm kind of curious what you say because I don't even know if you know a Tamer's name. I'm gonna put Kendrick Tamar from Barcode because I've seen him do really well in tournaments. He's been in a lot of tournaments. I've seen him beat people in duels as a spectator, and I've watched him run me over with his Doom Horse, and I've watched him ult my entire guild before. So yeah, I think Kendrick Tamar is very good. But honorable mention to Memo and Friendo, who are also very, very, very good.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Bo Frosty.
Bo. Oh no. Forgot about that. I'm gonna do Bo's short for Bo Staff, dude.
So this is where I would like to remind everybody that this is our favorite PvPers. So I'm not claiming that this man was the greatest of all time or anything, but it is an old friend of mine from way back in the day. His name was I called him KK, but his name was Kekato. He was on Uno. He was in Oblivion with me, and he joined a bunch of other guilds after that. But yeah, I don't know. He was a good friend of mine, but he was also a really, really good PvPer. It was really hard to beat him in 1v1s unless you just like outgeared the shit out of him, which was very often the case because he never grinded because all he did was 1v1 people.
What was his
But
name?
Kekato.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of him. I thought you were gonna say, fuck. What was that Blood Oath tamer that was always negative karma? Do you remember? You know who I'm talking about?
I vaguely remember, but I honestly wouldn't be able to recall their name. I vaguely remember a negative tamer though, a perma red tamer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've not heard of that guy. So he's good. Does he play anymore?
I doubt literally anyone would. No, he doesn't play anymore. He came back for a little while, like shortly after the CC changes. He came back to the game, and he's actually trying to stream, and it was cool because I was able to hang out with him like while he was streaming or whatever, and we got to catch up on a lot of different things. But yeah, he doesn't play anymore, unfortunately. Just like almost everyone from back in the day. So feels bad, but
When's the last time you ran into a good tamer?
I mean, I consider Icarus to be a good tamer, so not that long ago.
There you go. I think his name is always Hentai Prince is good. I know the name is. But he streams a lot, and he's a solid tamer. He's actually like the most aggressive tamer I've ever seen. That dude does not wait. Someone says R, and he just goes at you 100%. But he's pretty good at it.
Like fucking oh fuck, what's that guy? What's that warrior's name that you always meme about being the greatest warrior?
Oh, Cutthroat, dude.
Yeah, Cutthroat.
Yeah, he just goes. He fucking sees red, dude. The red from his skills just covers his eyes, and he just goes.
Yeah, Cutthroat, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's the animal or whatever from A Bug's Life that Hopper releases. That little thing on that's tied to the rope. Have you ever seen A Bug's Life?
Right. Yeah, of course.
The little creature, the creature grasshopper that's like, that's fucking Cutthroat, dude. I'm like, whoa, slow down, dude. No, the last 30 seconds were not protected. What are you doing?
All right, Valkyrie.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So first and foremost, there's no Valkyries. They don't exist.
I'm going to preface this with there are 3 Valkyries left on the server, and I'm going to rank them. Number 1 is Amu. So congrats, Amu. You've defaulted into the top slot.
Yeah, that's who I put as well.
Congratulations. And then I want to do an honorable mention for Swidx, who invests a lot of time in PvPs. Pretty good. And Paladin, before he rolled to Mystic, he was a geared Valkyrie that stuck with the class when no one else except for Amu and Swidx did. Yeah, I actually do not know a lot of Valkyries, man. They are few and far between these days.
There's some Valk that I always see in RBF named like Victoria or something like that. They're always running around with a bunch of points. They seem like they're pretty good. So shout out to that person. Honorable mention.
Wait, there is a good Valk. Fuck, I have to get the name. I'm sorry. I gotta get this name. Fuck. They just merked in our guild, and then I started like actually like looking into them. I don't know why this slipped my mind.
Is it Tiger?
Yes, Tiger. Dude, Tiger is fucking good, man.
Yeah, Tiger's pretty good.
Actually, I don't even know. Tiger might be better than Amu. I don't know about in 1v1s. I'd have to see it. Here's the thing too. This is just a kind of side question, but like, do you consider someone better than someone else in 1v1s if they beat each other? Because I feel like matchups play a huge role. Like, if I'm not very good in Sork v Sork, but there's a lot of matchups that I feel like I do really well in. But if some other Sork said they were better than me and I had to duel them, I'd probably lose, but I'd still feel like I might be better than them. Because I think I'd be better than them against a Zerker or a Ninja or a Mystic or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, I think here's the thing. The 1v1 like against that person, I don't think it tells you the whole story, but I think it tells a lot of it. But I think to default to that's 100% the case is incorrect, because it's kind of like when you fought Amora on Mystic,
mm-hmm.
and it's like you beat him and you're like, oh, this guy's like fucking trash, you're dog shit, kid. And it's like, wow, that's really toxic of you. Come back on your Sork and let's fight. And then, you got absolutely demolished.
Wait, I didn't say that to him. That's not how that went down. You misunderstood that story. I didn't say that to him. I didn't even think it was trash because it was still a hard fight, but I won like 10-4 or something.
Yeah, but like that's a big deal, right? Like matchups do have a huge part to play in it, but I think it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like you have to put a value on it, You do have to put some value on it, and I think it is a pretty big value, but it definitely doesn't tell you the whole story, right? Like if these guys each do 10 fights, and one of those fights is them fighting each other, Guy A beats Guy B, but loses every other match. Guy B loses to Guy A, but wins every other match. Who's better? Well, I feel like obviously it's guy B. He dropped one match and it just so happened to be against guy A. But that doesn't make guy A better, you know?
Right. But if they both win a similar amount of matches and then they have to fight each other, boom. Well,
Then I think if they both win every other match and then they're both at 9 wins and then guy A beats guy B, I think you can say guy A is better. That's fine.
right. The other thing too is some mirror matchups are really like, what is Zerker versus Zerker like? There's no way that's a skill matchup. That seems like it's so random.
I don't know.
If two Zerker, let's say two good Zerkers, fought each other, but one of them was Inflict and the other one was just like an average high quality Zerker in 1v1, is Inflict going to win more of those, or is the matchup just kind of random?
It's so hard to say. Here's the issue with here's the issue with Zerker. Not to beat a dead horse or anything, desync is such a problem. More so for Zerker than like any other class, basically. It almost feels like, to me anyway, that my initial reaction is to say it's literally just whoever grabs the other person first, which I would consider a skill matchup. But then it's like not really, because desync exists, and it's so bad, at least for me.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. Every time I mean, I know desync exists, but it's way worse for you than a lot of people.
I think if you take desync out of the equation, which makes it random, it's a skill matchup. It's just
Okay.
who can grab the other. Like
So
really
Inflict would probably win more against a lesser Zerker that was still pretty good.
yes.
Okay. Because I wonder, like, the way General Morris last week explained Archer versus Archer. Like, that one seems cancer, too.
I actually don't mind Zerker v Zerker. Maybe an unpopular opinion. I don't know. I actually find it pretty easy.
Well, it's because you have
That's
decent
'cause-
gear and you fight on T1, so you like to clap noobs.
No, it's honestly because most Zerkers are bad. I mean, really, if I'm being honest, I'm not even gonna try and say that like I'm just good. It's really that most Zerkers are bad. Like most Zerkers that I come across in open world, they don't know how to play their class, which is a shame, honestly. Because I
Right.
feel like it doesn't take a lot of work to get to the point where I'm at, and I think I'm a pretty good Zerker. Not like super good, not the best, but I know what I'm doing at least, and I feel like it doesn't take a lot of work to get to where I'm at. But it's like, I don't know, man. I see these Zerkers, murking for Kotz Tots in last night's siege with like 292 AP. They grapple somebody and then heal, even though there's nobody else attacking them. And I'm just watching this like, what the fuck did I just witness?
Alright,
Like,
if you were a Zerker in Kotz Tots last night, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Listen, man, I'm just saying, like, for some reason, Zerker seems to be this class where a majority of the people playing it are dog shit. And I don't understand why. It's not like Zerker's particularly difficult. It's just about knowing the gimmicks. So I don't know. It's weird.
I disagree with that. I think it's difficult to, like, be sound at, especially in a chaotic situation.
I don't know, man.
Because, like, in the hands of a bad player, the Zerker is really unprotected. And in the hands of a good player, the Zerker is really protected. And I feel like that difference in skill is actually pretty big. So I think it's hard to stay protected on a Zerker. You have to be good.
I don't know. I just disagree. It's just I don't know. I don't know what to say. You say it's hard to stay protected on Zerker, and to a certain degree, they're like, I agree to a point, but we have S block. Like, we have S block. Our C swap into Awakening blocks. Like, it's not that hard. I don't know.
Some mirror matchups are fun. See, like, I've never liked Sork v Sork, just because I do think there's a very, very big aspect of randomness where if you both Nightcrow at the exact same time, you're going in a direction to try to catch someone, and there's just a chance that you went the wrong way, like right where they were going to face, or they went to a place where you're not facing. I do think a better Sork will win more, but I think a bad Sork will win some just because they went the right way by accident.
Yeah.
But other matchups, like I feel like Ninja versus Ninja is like really, really based on who's better. Kuno v
Warrior v
Kuno.
Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior v Warrior. Dude, Mystic versus Mystic has always been awful to me. I don't know. Because, like, both players are just slowed for, like, the entire fight. It's just hilarious. You're just both moving at 30% speed. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alright, moving on. Who's next? I think we ended with Valk there.
Yeah, Musa.
Musa. Okay, so Musa's one of the ones that I really haven't fought a whole lot of great Musas. I don't know. Like, personally, I fought... I put Liquid 112 up there because I know he's pretty good. He's also very geared. But I know there are really, really great Musas out there. The Musa that Nayaashi talks about, his name is escaping me. Kyrene, I think it is, or Kyrene, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. I heard he's very, very good. I haven't fought him myself, so I haven't seen him in tournaments as far as I know. So yeah, Musa's a little bit harder one for me. There's like a lot of pretty good Musas that I see in Node War and Siege, but none that really stand out as like great Musas. What about for you?
Node War is 1 hour earlier?
Oh, is it? So it's at 5 p.m. PST?
I guess. That's what Noah just said in guild chat. Or in guild Discord. I don't know. So this is one of the ones where I haven't really fought too many like Musas. But this is another one where I did put an ex guildie of mine. I put Grim, honestly. I still think that Grim is probably one of the best Musas on the server. I don't know.
He was very good.
Yeah, like I've said it before, but like I never really struggled too much with Musas. Now maybe I just managed to somehow avoid all the good ones. I don't know. But I never really found myself struggling with Musa on every class that I played. Even when I was a witch and wizard, it was pretty easy. You just retard into them, and then they can't do anything. But yeah, I all of a sudden I join Hex. We merge into Hex, and I'm fighting this fucking guy named Grimmick at goddamn Pooterum, the guild boss. And he is like whooping my ass. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like this Musa is destroying me. Like what the hell? I don't know, man. That's the only time I've ever gotten crushed by a Musa before. Like absolutely crushed. So
Yeah. Musas are hard. They're hard to... I don't know. The funny thing is there's a lot of Musas, but... I don't know. Maybe Kyrene is the best one. Potentially.
I hear that guy Caleb's pretty good.
Caleb T?
Caleb T, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's the man. I'm trying to think if there's another one I fought. Now, Liquid 112, I think people think he's good. And when I fought him, he was pretty hard. But it also didn't help that I couldn't kill him in one combo.
Alright.
Even if I did CC, and that made it about twice as hard, I would say.
Alright,
Yeah.
Maywa. I'm curious if you wrote the same thing as me.
Yeah. I put Somnia.
Somnia?
I'm kidding. No, it has to be Nayaashi, right? But I do think
dude, I wrote scared gummy bear.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was a Meiwa. No, I think Nayaashi has just been consistently the best Meiwa for a long time. Who was the Meiwa in the? I guess I wasn't really thinking about EU players too much, but that Meiwa that was in the tournament that you cast with Dr. Positive was also super fucking good.
Drop my phone. Yeah. I also put Nayashe. That Maywall was really good. I also put Nayashe. Yeah, I don't know. I consider him like a little mini Stylus, basically. Where like he's extremely good at the class. He's also just like a really nice guy, and yeah, I don't know. He's just a dude you could have a beer with, you know? Like he's just chill. He's so chill. Um, yeah, and also I don't fight a lot of Maywalls. So
Yeah, he's also good, but he's also not a whiner, which he gets points for.
yeah. All right, Ninja.
All right, yeah. Who did you wait? Yeah. Who did you put for Ninja?
I put somebody nobody's gonna know because
Okay.
it's an old guilty of mine.
All right. Let's hear it.
His name was Tequila Slammer. Probably nobody will recognize that name. He was probably one of, if not the best ninja on Uno way back in the day. This is, of course, before Awakenings came out. It was all pre-Awaken. He was actually kind of insane. Watching him play ninja actually made me want to play ninja, honest to God. And really the only reason I didn't reroll to ninja was because we didn't have reroll coupons back then.
Yeah, you didn't. It would have been too hard to roll your pry weapons over.
Dude, it actually was, man. Like I had like plus 15 weapons for my warrior, and I was like, dude, I don't want to go through the painstaking process, which it was back then, of making more plus 15 weapons or trying to buy them. Like nobody's selling them because they're so hard to make.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he was insane, dude. Actually, he was nutty. He was one of the only ninjas we had in Fire Nation back then. Um, yeah, I don't know. He's crazy. And then when Awakening came out, I think when Awakening came out, that's when he started playing a lot less. I think he didn't care too much for the Awakening, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. He's just really good. Also, just a chill guy.
Right. So for this one, I put 2 people.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess Zarok.
Zarok is one of them. Zarok is one of them. And wait, so I'm actually surprised you didn't put Laven.
So Laven did pump up in my head as like a potential candidate, but I don't know. Like, it's just not hard to explain. If you asked me like best ninja, I definitely wouldn't have put this name, and I probably would have put Laven's, just because I don't know a lot of ninjas. I know I know ninjas' names. I don't know how to rank them. So I'm just gonna go with what I think is the best, and that probably would have been Laven, even though he says himself that he's not the best. But yeah, I don't know. Laven is an honorable mention, but it's hard to explain just how insane Tequila Slammer was back in the day.
Right. So my 2 are Yellow PK, who I feel like everybody knows.
Yeah.
And Sammy Boy, who like I know the dude's a friend, but I have watched him versus like all of the best players, and his win rate is always positive against everyone he's ever been against. So
yeah, Sammy's a good ninja.
Dude, he is so good. And the thing is like he wasn't always that good. Like that dude like just spent so much time in BA. But here's the thing, is like now he's playing Arcade. So if Yellow's not playing Arcade, probably would go to Yellow.
Now here's the thing, you said favorite ninjas.
No. I think those 2 are the best. Like I legit think that I think Sammy and Yellow are very, very close in skill and their understanding, and they both have been playing Ninja for like 3 years or 2. I think Yellow played Kuno originally and switched to Ninja. But yeah, those 2 ninjas are very good. And one of the things that makes them both so good is A, they don't make a lot of mistakes on their class, and B, they know every other class so well. Like they actually like go out of their way to learn everything the other classes can do, so they know what they're looking for. But yeah, I have not seen Yellow in Node War Siege, And Sammy, I did. I watched Sammy go from negative KD and to like he's below everyone's gear score and he still outfrags everybody. So yeah, that's those two for me. Ninja's crazy too because there's so many people that play it that are like competitive PvPers just because it's such a good like 1v1 class.
Yeah. Can I throw shade? Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you could throw shade, dude.
I don't like Yellow.
Why?
I haven't really had like a run-in with him, but I remember there was a tournament where I was watching him stream it and he was participating in it, and he seemed like a pretty chill guy. And then he was fighting with his team, and like he was just like raging at his team the entire time, even when there was like times where like he would fuck up, and he was just like raging at his team. And granted, I'm not saying that his team didn't do anything wrong. Like they made mistakes just as well as he did. But it was just like, I don't know, like it made what I had seen when he was just watching, where he seemed like pretty chill and just like, you know, like a really nice guy. It made it seem so fake whenever he was like, I mean, basically raging at his team because they were performing well.
Right.
And then I had heard from one of his teammates about some shit that he said and did after he stopped streaming. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the guy.
All right. I mean, I feel like he's just super, super competitive, which isn't really an excuse, but I could kind of sympathize or empathize a little bit with him in that regard, where like every time I shot call on an off day, it's supposed to be fun, and then I'm just pissed off and yelling at everybody the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know.
But he's really fucking good, regardless
is.
of his rage.
He's good.
He's really,
good.
really good.
But
Yeah.
like whenever I got to Ninja on this list, like he was one of the first names to pop in my head. But then I was like, oh wait, we're talking favorites. Throw that out the fucking window. Like,
Wow. All right, you got it. Hold on, I have to pee again. But you have to name that Zerker.
I'm not naming the Zerker.
I'll be right back.
I don't have anything against the Zerker.
I know, but we'll do a hot and cold when
That's
I come
why
back.
I don't want to name the Zerkers, because I don't not like the Zerker.
You'll tell me if I'm getting warmer when I come back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I should clarify. I don't like hate Yellow. And I don't want to like start drama with him or anything. He probably doesn't even get a shit about what I have to say. Fucking nobody, right? But yeah, I don't know. If I had seen just the part where he was like complaining about his team constantly and like blaming them entirely for like losing and stuff like that, and like nothing else, I probably wouldn't have cared that much. But it was the fact that he went from like 0 to 100. Like I watched him scrim and he was just like giving constructive criticism to them. He was like, oh, maybe we can try this, maybe we can try that. Like he was giving different theories on like how they can win the fights and things like that. And then like watching the fights, he was like, you know, just having fun and like, you know, just messing around. And then as soon as it came time to like actually he is now fighting in the tournament, it was like a flip switch. And he was just like complaining and just like blaming his teammates and not really offering constructive criticism like he was before, but just like blaming. I don't know. It just felt different. And it made the whole like what happened earlier just feel kind of vague. But I don't know. He probably is just a very competitive person, and it's not really anything deeper than that. Just that whenever the time comes to like crunch, like he expects people to be able to crunch, you know? It's probably all it is, honestly. But yeah, I don't really have anything against the guy, but it's just.
Did you say his name?
No, I'm still talking about Yellow.
Oh. Yeah. I think I was told by one of Yellow's friends that Yellow thinks I hate him. I complained about one of Yellow's videos, but I don't hate the guy at all. No, like not even remotely close. There's a long list of people I dislike, and he is not on that list.
Yeah, dude. Am I at the top of that list?
You're up there. You can be a bit of a bitch. So All right, so is the Zerker in a top 10 Siege guild?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think you do know, and I think I know, and I want to spill so bad the beans.
I mean, here's the thing: you can say whatever you want because at the end of the day, I'm the one editing this, so I can just cut it out.
Oh, this is being streamed. I mean, I also have the video. I can just cut this particular part. Wait, I think I have access to the YouTube as well. I can just put it up as a separate video. Episode 41: Who Rezlar hates as a Zerker. It's just its own episode that's just 45 seconds long.
Yeah.
I'll probably read comments from the last video after too. Yeah, all right, let's move on. That was Ninja, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Kuno. Now,
Oh God! Please
we
tell me
encounter a
that.
special problem here.
All right, let's. Yeah, you don't know any Kunos, and yet you think they
I
should be
don't. I
nerfed.
don't.
You think they should be
any
nerfed,
Kunos.
even though you've never seen one.
I don't know any Kuno. I mean, I know like a couple names, but I can't like. I don't know. I've never watched them. Like I put a Moo, even though I don't know a Moo, because I have watched a Moo, and I do think he is good, like individual of what anybody else has to say about it. I know that Kip exists, and I know that people say he's really good, but I've never gone out of my way to watch him and then individually think like this is a very good Kuno. All I know is that other people say he's really good and that he's like won a bunch of BSL. But like it's hard to explain. Like honorable mention to Kip. I guess if I was forced to put a name, I would put his here, but I left it blank because yeah, I don't
Okay.
individually think of anybody when I think of like who's my favorite Kuno PvPer is.
Yeah, Kaparish. He has the title above his head, best Kunoichi NA. I'm pretty sure because that was one of the titles you won for winning that Twitch 3v3 tournament.
Yeah.
Is you got to win that title for your class, which is pretty fucking cool, by the way. For me, it's Kinner. Kinner. This is Kinner. I don't know how active he is. He roulettes and quits and comes back, and roulettes and quits and comes back. But he is like far and away the best Kuno I've ever seen. And then his friend, Hula-chan, is an honorable mention, aka Loveful. Very good Kuno as well, who also taught me a whole bunch of shit. But yeah, Kinner is like, I watched before and after the CC changes, I've watched him in a King of the Hill just embarrass everybody that's supposed to beat him. Like he's clapping ninjas, he's clapping sorks, and everyone's like, "The fuck is this guy doing?" And his movement is insane. I actually like to spend time in BA to try to figure shit out. I remember he was teaching me this movement combo in BA, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it basic. I'm not going to do that. That's a really, really hard, and I'm not going to be able to execute that, so I'm good. You do that. you go ahead and do that. That's really cool. I'm not going to be able to do that. That's something I'll never be able to do. So, yeah, he's really good, Kinner. That dude's so good, man. I think Loveful quit the game. Hula-chan. That's sad. Maybe they'll come back with Succession if Kuno's Succession is any good. I doubt it though. I'm sure they'll make it whatever Ninjas is, but worse.
Succession is going to be interesting to see what it does to the game.
Succession is going to be so lit, dude. It's going to change so much, I think. I really do. It's going to perfectly balance everything. It's going to actually be so fun, dude, just to have the meta completely mixed up, you know?
Right.
Because it's been the same for a long time now. So
Dude, you might actually see me on a ninja.
I better not. I so help me God, I better not.
I've said since the day they announced Succession that I've always thought the pre-awakening ninja was really fun and interesting. I just hated the awakening ninja. So if I get the option to do a pre-awakening only ninja, I might take that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have a trial character of it, that's for sure.
All right, who's after Kuno? Who got their awakening weapon next?
Witch.
Oh, gross.
All
I'm kidding.
right, so there's this guy named Mina. Don't know if you ever heard of him.
Oh no, wait, dude, the guy who's full pry. So who's your favorite witch?
So I put another ex guilty here actually,
God damn it, dude.
but he actually is, honest to God, like I consider him one of, if not like the best witch 1v1er probably ever.
Can I
honestly.
guess? Can I guess?
Sure, go for it.
Scared Bear.
No.
What, dude? He carried so many people to tournament wins.
No, the answer is Tilxie, also known as Zilm.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of him? Have you ever fought him?
I don't think so. Does he still play?
He doesn't. He retired, I believe. He went to Snake and then retired, of course.
No, but
Just like you, following in his footsteps. Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't. I'm not going to Snake after all.
Oh, really? You don't have the Rex, dude? You don't have the
I
Rex?
don't meet the Rex, dude. Full pen's not enough. They're up the Rex recently.
Yeah, you're not C9 yet, are you? That's
No,
probably Rex.
I'm like C6. I'm C6, C5, C4, C4.
Yeah, they require full pen armor and weapons, all C9, and then full tet yellow accessories, distortions, not tongue grad.
Haha, joke's on you. I have narcs right now. I'm even more noob, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Tuxie was insane. He was really good at large scale, but that's honestly like as good as he was in large scale, that wasn't where he shined, honestly. His ability in 1v1s as a witch was actually kind of nutty. Like he was insanely good. He was beating warriors, he was beating tamers, he was beating zerkers. Like it was pretty stupid, honestly. And this was before CC changes as well. So take that for what you will. Yeah, I don't know. He's just really good. And it's not like he just outgeared everybody by like 100 gear score. He was actually just better.
I almost feel like a witch deserves more credit pre-CC changes because they didn't fucking change the witch after the CC changes. I mean, what? They lost the stun, but every other class lost like 70 protections and 20 CCs. All right. For me, it's number one would be Dankberg, who I don't know if anybody knows, but I actually don't even know if he's still in Vexus, but he was a witch in Vexus that was goddamn good at 1v1s. I don't even know. I don't even think he really top fragged in Node Wars much. Like maybe he was front page regularly, but he wasn't like at the top. But man, I watched him in probably 9 or 10 PvP trials and then watched him just PvPing with other guildies. And I don't think I ever saw him lose to anybody, not any class ever. It was actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then an honorable mention, not Jeff, who's a Black Rose witch. He's very geared, but he's just a very sound witch that's like super good. Anytime I see him in large scale, I just back the fuck away. And anytime I see him in GVGs, I just back the fuck away. This is not worth. So, yeah. Yeah, Witch is hard. I mean, I still firmly believe that Witch isn't that great in 1v1s, but like, if you really invest a ton of time, you can start killing people with regularity.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shout out to that witch that trialed me for barcode years ago. You got pretty clapped by a guy 100 gear score less than you. So
Wow. Didn't he reroll the Zerker and he's the guy you were talking about earlier, the Zerker? What's his name?
no.
Okay.
I honestly don't even remember this witch's name. All I know is they were like fucking 100 gear score more than me, and I pretty much clapped him. And then I still got denied entry into barcode. I was like, what? Okay, I guess. It was like really strange. It was because Kai was the one who was doing my trialing, and he he destroyed me in 1v1s because of course he did. It's Zerker v Warrior. and he failed me because of that. Even though I destroyed his witch that was 100-year score more than me, which was the initial fight he made me do. I was like, you just don't want me to join, do you? I can tell. Because I destroyed your witch that you wanted me to fight, and then you fight me for my trial instead, and then you clap me, and then use that as a reason to not let me in. Feels bad.
Makes sense. Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like when you rerolled Kuno in Black Rose.
I know, they made me trial 3 times, dude. And I was like, Fred, I was like 1 day in. And then, like a week later, they buffed Kuno too. And to make matters worse, I murked in Vexus in a castle siege against Black Rose, and I top fragged. Like I legit had the highest KD, and my KD was like 4-1.
Well, also, what's hilarious is if they would have known you at all, they would have known that in like 2 weeks you reroll off of it anyway, which you did.
That's true, but now I'm on Kuno forever, dude.
Yeah, we'll see how long that forever lasts. All right, Wizard.
Garmoth is up an hour early. I hate this game, dude.
Oh, is it up right now?
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh shit! I gotta log in.
I have the chat blocked, so I didn't see it. I don't even have a character anywhere close.
I haven't ulted every boss. Ha 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 ha.
How close is No, Star's End is so far from Garmoth. God
It's
damn.
really far.
Oh, that's so sad. All right, let's see who's after which. Wizard.
Yep.
I
Wizard.
actually wonder if we're gonna say the same person.
Probably.
Hold on. Fandor.
Fandor, dude. Oh man.
I'm gonna say Ogmer.
Who the fuck is that?
Ogmer, dude. OG. Og.
I don't know
Okay,
who
so
that
you
is.
don't know Ogmer. All right. My experience with Ogmer is as follows. He is always in BA. He still plays. He's always in BA. I'm pretty sure he still plays, or someone has his name now. He, prior to the CC changes, was killing everyone with infinite freeze combos. Do you remember back when, dude, this was like legit. I watched him doing it way before it was popular, but do you remember back when Wizard was completely and utterly helpless against Striker and Mystic?
Hmm?
So we had lined up like the Strikers and Mystics in our guild, and it was like me and this guy, I forget his name now, something, Punch Guy, who was like a really good striker, top fragged, and then this guy Carp, and like literally everyone, like the 2 strikers and me on a Mystic, like we just could not beat this guy. He actually was killing all of us. And it was like he was literally the only wizard in that era, like pre-CC changes, that killed my Mystic. The only caster. I don't think I ever died to a caster before that, or after it, during the CC changes. I was just like, "What is happening right now, dude? I can't." Do you remember the freeze combo?
Yeah, of course.
That shit was busted, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty stupid.
And it also was like, to make matters worse, because the magic DP and renown score on Striker Mystic was so insane. Like, this dude was actually just comboing you for like 25 seconds. It was annoying, dude. But he's so good, dude. He was so good. I don't know. He was really good. He was really hard to catch as a wizard, which is rare. And then honorable mention, Conquestus, who was one of the best wizards I ever fought. He just had an attitude problem, but he was a very good wizard.
I am lagging my dick off right now.
Oh. Congrats. Are you a Garma?
Yes, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to use my video right now so that people can see what the fuck I'm dealing with. I don't know what I'm staring at right now. For some reason, there's red Battlefield Revival on my screen.
Did you go to Vel?
No, I don't do Vel.
You don't have a boss hall at Vel?
I don't have enough character slots. I need to get another character slot and put one out there.
I'll buy you a character slot, dude.
I've actually been meaning to do that. I kind of
With
keep forgetting / not caring enough to do it.
you must have a ton of loyalties. Can't you buy one with loyalties?
Maybe.
Yeah, you can.
What does this mean? An internal error occurred while taking out your pet.
Character expansion slot is literally only 5,000 loyalties.
I don't know what's happening, dude. This game's dog shit. All right, moving on. What is happening?
I got the 100 mil drop at Vel today. The 100 mil
Nice.
gold bar. It was kind of nice. I need a heart, dude.
For Wizard, I put Jackie Felix, actually.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, he's a very good wizard. I also just kind of liked him. I like talking to him. He's not a very big he's not like a whiner or anything. He's very like what's the word I'm looking for? Like positive about his class, even when it's hard, like in 1v1s and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. He's just a cool guy and he's really good at his class. So no complaints.
Yeah, he's good. All right, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Do you know a single Dark Knight on the server?
Yeah. So this is another one where I put well actually it was a current guildie of mine, even though he doesn't really play the game. Feels bad. His name is Wes. He's in Clash. He's really good, actually. Which you don't, no offense to Clash people, but when you think of Clash, you don't really think of like, really good players. But he's actually a really, really good DK, honestly. He comes to help out at base a lot in Node Wars, and he just destroys people. And it's not like he just destroys them because he's like 100 gear score more than them or anything. He's actually just better. He outplays people. He's really good at his class. And he knows what he's doing. So,
Was
What'd
he
you
in
put?
was he in the war that I murked?
I believe so.
Then
I think so. Yeah.
Then I outfragged him. Dark Knight. Just kidding. I put My Name is Q. I think My Name is Q is far and away the best Dark Knight I've ever fought. I've ever seen anyone fight. I've watched in BSL and other tournaments, and like that dude is really, really, really good. He's very difficult to fight. His combos are really, really consistent and sound. If he CCs you, you're gonna die. Which is like one of the things when I fight other DKs, there's a lot of times I get CC'd and they don't do anything to follow up. But he, even if he stiffens me with seed from super far away, somehow he finishes a combo on me.
Yeah. Honorable mention, by the way, to Etsu. Etsu's really good. I haven't seen him play much on DK. Every time I run into him, he's on Sword. So I don't actually know. Like, I've only seen a couple videos of him on DK, but from what I've seen, he's pretty damn good as well. So
Yeah, that's
and
my
he's
thing.
also, again, it's another one of those things where it's like he's just really chill, like a guy you can just kind of talk to, have a beer with, and yeah, just kind of chill.
He's super chill. I can't. I also am like I considered him, but I can't put someone as the best at their class when they practice a different class a lot. I don't know. Yeah, he plays Sork a lot. Probably more than DK now. Maybe not for grinding, but for PvP. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Dude, Q
All right.
is so good though. God damn.
Striker.
I'm just gonna put CP.
CP.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the dude in Filter. It's like Shogun Jin or something. He's also very, very good. But yeah, CP is, man, like, I don't know. That dude won me over. Like, I fought him in wars actually quite a few times. I think I actually have a positive KD against him, but I'm usually coming out of concealment. So it's not really fair. But man, like, he won me over in that fucking tournament, dude. That King of the Hill. He was in the BSL King of the Hill, and he just like ran through an entire team.
Yeah. I'm noticing a trend. You said favorites, but in your head you just went with best.
Well, the best are my favorites.
Okay.
They are like all of the people I'm talking about are who I think are the best at that class. And they're also my favorite because they're the best at their class. So they become my favorite. Yeah. If someone starts playing better consistently than CPCP, who I can only assume is playing Arcade now, then yeah, I'll switch.
Yeah, so definitely CPCP is one of the names that instantly popped into my head as well. So honorable mention. But I actually put Fake. I know Fake might not be like the greatest PvPer, and like I don't know. People like to talk shit about him, but if we're talking about like favorite people and not best people, it's definitely Fake. He's super nice. He's really chill. He's so full of energy. He's fun to be around. Yeah, he's just a great guy, honestly, and he's also good at his class. It's not like he's bad. At
I was gonna say, like, what about anything about his striker skills?
People like to say that he's bad. He's not bad. Like, if you want to say he's not the greatest, sure. Like, I'll give you that. Like, CPCP is better than Fake. I have no problem saying that. But, like, it's not like Fake is bad. I don't get why people hate on him as much as they do in terms of, like, his skills on Striker. It really kind of irks me.
I've legit not heard anyone say that Fake is bad. So I have no idea
Really?
even what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I don't
catch
think
it all the time.
I don't think he's like the best striker or anything, but I think he says that himself that he's not like
Yeah.
that level. Like one of the
He
examples.
He knows what he's doing, and he does it well.
Remember he referenced Purple Turtle, who
Yeah.
watches the show and you've debated with, and I've talked to a lot, and I
I debated with.
Yeah, you and him were arguing about how easy Striker is.
Dude, all I can remember is when you called on him to prove me wrong, and you just proved yourself wrong. That's all I can remember happening with Purple Turtle.
Dude, you need to stop. Look, here's the thing. I actually Purple Turtle is one of my if it's favorite strikers, I'm gonna have to put Purple Turtle up there because every time you're incorrect, there he is, dude. He just shows up. I love it, and every time I need him to PvP someone or help or 2v2 like randomly, I'm like, fuck, man, like I need a good striker. Or I know a striker that could show you how to do this. This is how he fights in 2v2s. Like, that dude's, like, always down. Every time I message him, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm on the way. Or, just give me 30 seconds. Let me finish this, and I'll be on the way. And he, like, shows up to BA and helps me out. So, yeah, Purple Turtle, honorable mention. That dude is awesome. He's also a very good striker. And he's also tanky as shit.
I appreciate people that can have, like, a good debate. So, definitely shout out to Purple as well. Mystic, another class that I didn't write anyone down for.
Yeah. This just defaults to Dildo Dragon. The dude is the only one who like gets to the end game in tournaments. He is always clapping people in RBF. He's always in Belly of 4 BA fighting people. He is very geared, but he's also very good, and he's stuck out the Mystic. Like, his gear on another class would be absolutely absurd, but he stays on Mystic, and he's very good. So, yeah. His name is not my favorite name. So, I just want to call him Dragon. We'll edit out the word dildo later. He's just Dragon.
Okay. Lawn, another class I didn't write anything down for.
Dude, what the fuck? Do you play? This is why people think you don't play the game.
Dude, I just don't like. I don't know. I don't pay attention to like who the best.
No, I know, but you don't PvP anybody.
I mean, I do. You want me to list the random lawn that I fucking destroyed at Mantrom's the other day? Like, what do you want from me?
All right, I'm gonna name.
Like, obviously, honorable mention, like, Dead GG is probably the best lawn on the server. Also, honorable mention to Blue. I thought about writing him down just because I like him as a person, but I've literally never seen him PvP except for the video in which you and him 1v1. So I didn't feel like writing him down would even be justified. I don't know him.
Okay.
I don't know him as a
is
lawn.
that a slight at me? Is that a slight at me?
It might be.
He can't be the best because I clapped him in that 1v1. Clapped. Shellacked.
You cheated.
He got destroyed.
He cheated.
He got Who got the node after that? It was a 1v1 for node, and my guild did.
You V'd. I'm just saying, you cheated.
Raikaika, Rika, Rikaka,
What?
Rikakaka, Rika. He is the best Lon on the server. He is better than Dead GG. He does not have Dead GG's gear, but he is better than Dead GG. He is a Lon from Man Up, who I don't know what guild he's in now, because I think Man Up went the way of Hex.
Rip.
Let me see. Actually, I need to see.
No, they are. They're done.
They're dead. They officially
Yeah.
announced they're retired, right?
Can we get confirmation from Zero in the comments, please? Thank you.
We don't need confirmation. They have 65 members. That's all we need to know. So, but
You know, Rika
Rika?
is Old Bloodthirst, right?
No. What class did he play back then?
Ranger, I think.
I could see that.
Ask
Yeah.
Mina. Ask
Dude,
Mina. Mina would know. Yeah,
that's
he's Old
probably why.
Bloodthirst.
Dude, he's super close with like Hex and Mina and Rhythm and stuff. So he always
Yeah,
like
he's
comes
Old
in.
Bloodthirst.
But he's actually, dude, he's so good at Lon. Like he's actually really good at Lon. He's very cancer Lon to fight. He has just enough gear to kill everybody, and yeah, he's very, very good. I think honorable mention to Dead GG. I don't know. I actually don't know how good he is. I fought him a few times in open world, and like I CC him a lot, but you know, you've seen his gear. I can't kill him, so it is what it is. Maybe once I get those Eckhart crystals, I'm missing 8 accuracy. That's why I can't kill him. What class is next?
Next is Archer.
Oh, next in lat. Well,
Well,
all right. So Archer is just straight up Salandris, who I'm gonna call him Salandris because that's how I met him. I actually, you know what's so funny is I fought him as Salandris in Vexus, and I was like, dude, Archer is fucking busted. And then I fought a different Archer who I was told is good, and I was like, you know what? Archer's not that bad. And then I fought Salandris again, and I was like, dude, Archer's so fucking busted. And then I found out later that Salandris was General Moores. I didn't even know for a while. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this guy's fucking good. No wonder he's really, really hard to CC. Yeah, dude, he's just fucking good, man. He is just all around sound. I've seen him beat ninjas. I've seen him beat Kunos. I've seen him beat Sorks. I've seen him beat Striker and Mystic and Valk. And yeah, so he's very, very good.
And definitely General Death is
General
very
Death.
good.
General Death. You know, I heard Blizzard made a game about General Moores.
Yeah, I did.
Called Reaper of Souls.
Is that
based
what,
on death?
Is that what Warcraft 3 Reforged is going to be about? General Death?
No, dude. Diablo 3, the expansion, Reaper of Souls. It was Death that was the bad guy. General Death.
All right. Last class.
Shy. Yeah, I put there's no good players on Shy. That's what I have in my notes.
I didn't write anything either.
No, I wrote down the words. There are no good players on Shy. No, I think I'm going to just give it by default to Divios because Divios is so geared. He's already like impossible to kill, plus Shy, plus Divios knows what he's doing. So if you're in a ball and Divios is near you, your ball's probably strong. So yeah. And Divios is unkillable. So your whole guild wipes and there's Divios just playing his flute all by himself.
I don't know. Shout out to the 2 weeks since he was a Shy. And shout out to that Shy and Bassie that always gives me the HP buff that puts me at 7,200. I appreciate you, fam.
Dude, see, this is why I gotta upgrade your gear. You should already be 7,200 without the buff.
You out of your fucking mind?
That busted ass class, dude. I swear to God.
Alright, that's all the classes.
Yeah, that's everything. Do we want to talk about anything else? This is kind of longer than I thought.
No, we can call here. I did want to say though, honorable mention. I don't think I said this at the beginning, but honorable mention for Warrior, definitely Sphero. I was debating whether to put Sphero or Hands for Warrior because I know Sphero like more as a person because I've actually like talked to him and like hung out with him for a little while. But I felt like if I didn't put McHands there, like I was like doing it injustice. So shout out to Sphero as well.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I used to love Sphero, and then I killed him with Dream of Doom in the back in a war, and then I lost all respect.
Hey, he should have used click to move to turn his frontal guard around at the very last second.
Dude, it was such a like. Do you remember? Have you seen the Jurassic Park movies, like the originals?
Mhm.
Okay, there's like a scene. I can't even remember which one. I think it's the yeah, I think it's the first movie where like the kids are running like across a kitchen, and one of the raptors like comes out from the sheets, and he sees them, and he just slowly turns his head and he's watching them. That was me on my Sork. I was watching him run away from a player, and I just had like I smelled blood, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw a Dream of Doom from like halfway across the fucking map, and it fucking hits him, and he popped up in the kill feed. I was like, oh shit, poor Sphero, dude. I had no business in that fight, dude, and nothing. I didn't contribute to his HP being low. I didn't see anybody. I just like turn around a corner. There's Sphero running for his life. Throw a Dream of Doom. Got the kill. And then
Yeah.
I typed easy in general
I mean,
chat.
people complain about BSR Grim, but all I'm saying is I'm tired of Noah getting 3 fucking kills every Dream of Doom he throws into the ball in our sieges. It makes it very hard for me to outfrag him, okay? It's a problem. It's getting old.
Right.
Every 5 minutes. It literally every 5 minutes I have to hear him go, "Oh dude, I just got a triple kill. I just threw my Dream of Doom in and got a triple kill." I'm just like, "Yay, good for you, dude." So
Cool.
we're not gonna do the last thing that we had.
No, because war's in 20 or in 30 minutes, so I gotta go start getting ready.
Okay. Well, we still have comments to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's do
We'll
comments.
shoot through these pretty quickly. I'll try to summarize the ones that
Hopefully,
are
no one was
long.
offended. You think anyone was offended by what we said?
Probably, but who cares? Truck 3099, which by the way, great name. His picture is literally of a truck. He says, you can combine the skill EXP daily scrolls to get 90%, by the way, fellow Altaholic here. So that's good information to know.
Oh, you can do the skill scrolls?
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
sick. Fuck, I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Now I'm kind of dead set on eventually getting a character to 63 because of the new passive buff everyone gets at 63. But after that, I'll start saving skill scrolls. Dude,
Yeah.
that change was so good, dude.
Yeah, it was.
I wish that happened a year ago, to be honest.
Infi, I think is his name. He says the TLDR of what he says is a good podcast. He says that he thinks that he actually prefers it being a single player game, BDO, compared to other MMOs that are like party based dungeons. So
yeah, I
you're
agree.
definitely not alone, dude. A lot of people prefer that aspect of BDO.
Yeah, it's one of the things that frustrated me a lot about other MMOs. While I still wish there was an option to do it, and it wasn't the best thing, but it also wasn't the worst thing. Like I wish it was like a viable option to do some group content that's good money and fun. But I do love that like I can get home super late and be like, fuck, I'm not tired. I'm just going to go grind for an hour and I can actually make silver by myself even if all my friends are asleep, which in a lot of MMOs you just can't do. Especially dead MMOs like BDO, you know?
Yeah. Orokami, basically the TLDR is that he says ocean content can get 15 mil minimum for the worst ship in the game, starting out bartering 30 minutes of play. He basically says that he thinks that it's actually better. The current system is what I'm getting from this comment. That you start off with okay money, and that the upgrades that you make to your boat actually net you more and more money up to like comparable to Histria grinding, basically. So that seems to be his take on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still I feel like the overall jury is out on the new C stuff, especially like bartering, because of I don't know, man. I am hearing some crazy, weird, like completely opposite things from every person. Like some people are like, it's 10 mil an hour, and then some people are like, I'm getting 200 mil an hour, and I'm like, all right, I need to see a full video of like someone doing like a spreadsheet over 10 hours what they made, you know?
All right. Danielle Buschetti says intro gets me every time. Lamal says regarding my comment on the last podcast, I was referring to Arcade weapon hidden stats. They don't exist anymore. Sorry for being rude, but man, people talking without actually knowing just to shit on other games. It's sad to see. I like both BDO and Arcade, by the way.
Were either of us shitting on Arcade?
No. That was the person that commented on Lost Souls comment last week about the hidden stats thing, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's what they were talking about in response to us responding to his response to Lost Souls' response to us.
So meta, dude. Inception. I've always said, like, I'm rooting for I don't know. I'm rooting for Arcade to do well, to kind of pave the way for other games to be like, oh look, like you actually can make money and be successful without
and not be pay to win.
without having loot boxes and pay to win. Dude. Hey.
Yeah, pretty much. Tristesse says, nice one, Moors. Let's watch the whole thing. Cool glasses emoji, laughing emoji. Appreciate those emojis added in at the end. After the ellipsis, like as an afterthought.
Yeah. I do want to real quick give a little it's the weirdest thing, but I went to the doctor on Friday and I got a tetanus shot and it made me like sick as fuck these last 2 days. So I'm like congested and burpy, and I apologize. That's how the whole recording is gonna sound. I'm like basically over here about to throw up. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm gonna die of the tetanus shot. So yeah, great.
Abraxas KB says, great podcast, thanks. Appreciate your support, brother. Orokami says, the click to move removed from Berserker sounds like their skills will end up as linear and slow as Valk. Pretty
Hell
much.
yeah, that's what we need.
Meme Team says, rip Berserker was a nice time. Let's reroll to Lawn. How do I say this fucking name?
What do you think? Just a quick little aside. What do you think a majority of, let's just say they changed the mouse to move and they never made any other change. So it's like 6 months from now. All the Zerkers reroll at once. What class do you think Zerkers would go to on average?
I don't know. It's such a weird question. I don't know.
Not.
Probably if they want something similar, Striker, but probably I don't know. I just don't see a bunch of Zerkers moving to Striker, even though that's probably the most similar to it. They'll probably go to. I don't know. I don't know what they'd go to. My default is to say Witch or Wizard, just because that's what I think everybody rerolls to eventually.
Oh no, dude, I haven't yet, man. I'm holding out. I'm holding out, dude. I'm dreading the day I have to do it.
That's how you get in a snake, dude. You gotta reroll Witch.
Oh shit.
Simai back, I think his name is, says, I love Moors.
Yeah, dude. I like more. Well, love's a strong word, but I strongly like Moors.
C. Lewis says, I enjoyed this interview very much. Been playing BDO from the beginning, learned a lot from Moors. He enriches the BDO community, and regardless of what class you play, rather, a lot can be learned from him. Thank you, Moors, for your willingness to share your knowledge. Get out of here, Garrett. I'm busy recording something.
Dude, yeah, I agree. Like, I love Moore's attitude of like, hey, they changed this. It hurts us. Here's a workaround. Like, I don't know. I just think that's cool, man, to have that instead of the knee-jerk, like, oh, fuck, we're fucked. There's nothing we could do. We're helpless wheelchair son of a bitch victims. Help! You know, it's always like, I love the idea of like, yeah, that could be hard, but like, here's what you can do as an alternative. I don't know.
Right.
I've always liked that attitude. I guess that attitude's easy to keep when you're the most busted class in the game, though.
Kelly Zaregby says, as a 62 Musa, not even going to touch Succession. Maybe if Ninja Succession is good, I might get it just to do some grind session at Gahaz or store him at a world boss.
Dude, Musa Succession is starting to look insane. I don't
think it
know
looks
why.
pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why you would automatically hate. Here's the thing, and I don't know if you and I have said this on the podcast, but what Succession is the day it released for each class is not what it's going to be when we get it. They are getting massive changes constantly. Like, they're actually, if anyone remembers the old days of balancing back in 2017, like think summer 2017, where every class, like every 2 weeks, like 4 or 5 classes had a huge list of balance changes. That's like literally what's happening right now in Succession. It's so different every single week. So I wouldn't already have decided that Moose is going to be trash in Succession, because I really don't think it's going to be.
White Fox says, for the sea monster hunting part, you guys should try to get in contact with somebody from Torrent. They have the best sailors and test a lot of sea monster hunting stuff. Good podcast. Got me through 2+ hours of Achman grind.
Thanks, man. Achman, yeah, you need a podcast to do Achman, dude. Achman sucks.
Nom Nom's Fatty Kitty says, Rezlar's negativity and saltiness is what keeps me coming back. I don't come here for hugs and kisses. If I wanted that, I would go to that commenter's Harry Boys 3000 mom. P.S.
Whoa!
P.S. And Frosty's White Knight skills are cool too.
You goddamn right, dude. Nom Harry Kitty, dude. He works for what he gets, dude.
Harry Boys 3000.
Nom Harry Kitty. It's not Harry Kitty.
Yeah.
That's his new name going forward, dude. He's just Nom's Harry Kitty.
Chacha says, I honestly don't think they know what to do with bosses at this point. Yeah, pretty much. They have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. I just don't think the world boss thing works. And to be honest,
No,
like, it works in very, very few games. Like, world bosses in Ion and in Terra were really, really awful. The idea of it was so cool, but then it was like every time you get there, it's just this lag fuckfest that you have no idea what's going on. I don't know why. Why do games even have to do world bosses? I don't know, man. I don't love world bosses.
Yeah. General Pedro 2 says, I don't normally comment on videos, but Frosty's inability to understand what Rezlar was saying regarding his click-to-move scenario tilted the fuck out of me.
I completely understood what he's saying. He was just wrong. I went back and rewatched it. Dude, I actually went back. I talked to a few Zerkers after that. I spoke to Steve in voice about it, and I explained exactly what I explained to you to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, if they do that, that would be awesome." And then I'm like, "Yeah, that's all I was saying, is that, like, I get that it hurts you, but if they made it so camera move can do effectively the same thing, it would be fine." That's all I meant to say. I don't know if it just got off on a tangent that, like, maybe it was hard to understand or whatever.
But you were trying to argue with me that it would be the same, and I was saying
it would be the same. It would be better.
It would not
I think
be.
it would, like, literally, it would be better.
It definitely would not.
It would be better. It would be easier to execute the exact same thing you're doing.
Incorrect, but okay.
No, absolutely correct. Dude, who's that? Wait, what was that
somebody
guy's
who's
name?
Never played Zerker.
It doesn't, dude. Playing Zerker and understanding how cameras work doesn't matter. Like, that's such a cop-out argument. I hate that argument.
You're arguing how a skill works, not a camera.
Baby. No. You said that during your 100% that you can't see.
It doesn't move on Lava Piercer.
It doesn't. Okay, but if Lava Piercer, you could literally move your camera however you want. Like, how you move your camera. If you went 180 degrees, your Lava Piercer turned around. Fine. So then it would work.
But it would be worse.
No, it would not be worse. It would literally be the same shit. I mean, you have to, like, you can't just say, like, it would be worse because you don't play Zerker. Explain to me why it would be worse. That if you could move in the exact same way, why would it be worse?
Because, like I explained last time, that you didn't seem to understand.
Okay.
You would have, in order to juke people in the way that I was trying to describe, you would have to turn your camera completely around.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to
a
flick
2
your
millimeter
camera
flick
around.
of the wrist. Super fucking
Okay.
easy. Is that actually hard? Come on. The argument is that
I'm
moving
not
your
saying
mouse
it's
is hard.
I'm saying that it loses vision.
Oh,
And a lot of things could happen in that time that you lose vision. Now, am I arguing that that would be a bad change or a bad fix? No, that fix would be fine, and it would be very similar to what we have now, and it would be perfect as a substitute.
all right.
All I'm arguing is that it would be worse than what we currently have,
Okay.
which is the ability to use click to move.
Okay. Here.
But it would still be fine.
All right. What
And
about
the
this?
reason
What
why
about
I
this?
say-
I'll
the
get.
reason-
I'll meet
the
you in the
reason
middle.
why I say, let me explain this. Let me explain this because I want to make sure that we get this clear. I'm not saying that because you never played Zerker, you don't know how camera works. I'm saying that you can't tell me that that would be a better solution than what we do now because you haven't done what
yes,
we
I
do
can.
now.
No, yes, I can because I know how movement in the fucking game works. And I know how mouse clicking works. Yes, I
But you
can.
don't know
I
how
can
Lava Piercer
actually
works, and
say
you
it.
don't know how
Yes,
Click
I
to Move
do.
with
I
Lava Piercer
100% know how Lava Pierce works. Look, I'll give you this. I'll meet you in the middle here. What if instead of just specifically for Lava Piercer, instead of herky jerky camera to move at any direction you want to move, the same way mouse click moves, instead of that, WASD. So that way you can keep your camera looking forward so you can see, since apparently you're fucking blind if you don't have the target right in front of your fucking face. That would be just fine. If you lava piercered and if you press D, you start lava piercing to the right. How? You can literally just move around any way you want. It'd be omnidirectional movement.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Again, I don't know why you're trying to meet me in the middle. I've said multiple times now, yes, if they remove click to move and then make it to where you just turn with your camera, that would do perfectly fine as a substitution, and I would have no complaints with that. My only point is that that would be a downgrade from what we do now. Am I saying that it wouldn't work? No, it would work, and it would work fine.
Okay,
but it is worse than what
the
we
reason
currently
why
have.
I'm meeting you in the middle is because your argument that the reason it'd be a downgrade is because you wouldn't be able to see. So if you could still see with WASD, then it would not be a downgrade. There's literally no downside to it.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I honestly don't care at this point. I'm kind of tired of this conversation.
No, this conversation is entertaining.
This
is what the people want. They want us to fight.
I'm literally agreeing with you.
No, you're not. You're agreeing with me, but saying
me.
it'd be worse. And I disagree. I just don't see how it'd be worse. I guess, like, if I really think about it, the camera thing, just like specifically with Lava Piercer, okay, like you wouldn't be able to see the person if you move your camera, right? Fine. But like if it was WASD and you could still keep your camera facing forward, but your Zerker just moved in Lava Piercer, whatever direction you were pressing on your keyboard, I do not see a downside to that. And maybe the commenter could tell me what the downside would be to that comparatively.
That would also be fine. Like literally anything aside from it moves in the direction your camera is at the speed of an 18-wheeler would be fine.
I understand. I know that Lava Piercer in its current form, if you don't have click to move, is really, really awful. I do not disagree with that. So maybe that's what the other guy thinks too, but I don't. I know that it's shitty. You literally move. You can't move. I mean, you basically can't move.
Yeah.
You get to run in a straight line.
Like if they remove click to move, but then change something in the functionality where we can like pseudo have click to move effects without having click to move, I won't complain. Like that's fine. Even if it is what I would consider to be slightly worse, like that's fine. I'll take it. But like my fear is, and I think what everyone's fear is, they're just going to remove click to move and then go, "Okay guys, good job. Everybody go home for the night." And then just leave it.
That's what my hope is. Not my fear.
And then all of a sudden, Berserker as a class is basically ruined, whereas other classes are just put at an inconvenience.
I would say this. There's always Arcage.
There's always Arcage, dude. There's always Terra, too.
I think they're in cahoots, dude.
Where was I? Ali Mosavi says 572 gear score on Xbox. I get BM'd all the time on my Ninja, but all the time on my Wizard. Oh, he says less on my Ninja, but all the time on my Wizard. Love it.
I actually could see that on controller. I bet people get clapped by wizards in Xbox.
I think playing Ninja on a controller would be hard.
That would be hard, yeah. But remember that Kuno in Blade and Soul that was pretty good? He played with the Xbox controller for some reason. Can't remember
Yeah.
why. I think he said he has
Christina
like
Bishop.
tendinitis.
What?
Didn't he say he had something like he had like carpal tunnel or tendinitis, so he played with a controller?
I don't
Can't
think
remember.
that's a word.
Which-
Tendinitis?
tendinitis, not tetanus.
Oh, tendinitis. I thought you said tetanitis. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, God.
Christina Bishop says probably removing click to move to fall in line with consoles. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. That's the correct answer, in case anyone was wondering.
Huh?
They're removing click to move to fall in line with consoles. That's really all it is.
Yeah, except for the consoles are like the hockey stick is going the opposite direction on consoles. I do not think click to move has to do with consoles. I think click to move. My theory is this: I think the click to move change is because they actually are struggling that much to figure out what to do with history of hackers, like speed hackers. I think click to move is a
You think
huge
they
part
use
of
click to
speed
move?
hacking. Yeah, I really do, because it's so if you die. So here's the thing: you could test this in Node War Siege today. If you die during your death timer, you can choose to view ally. Right? There's a follow ally, and if there's anyone within your range, you can actually like follow the vision of some of your teammates. Just click on that, and then bring up the cursor and click to move the ground. Your body will literally spin around on the ground. And I've seen these speed hackers do this, where if you kill them, their body is literally still scooting around on the ground. And like the only way to do that is like click to move.
Yeah.
So I really think click to move is a big part of why speed hacks are working. And I think they've just like, fuck, we can't figure this out. We have to remove click to move. It's the only way. I don't know. Who knows if they'll go through with it. I wish there was another solution. I mean, I don't know, man. Click to move doesn't bother me so much. It's just, I really don't mind it that much. It used to bother me more because I think pre-CC changes, it was way more busted than it is now. Because I'll give an example, like Lunatic Discus for Kuno is a forward guard knockback, and back before the CC changes, any time you got hit by the disc, you'd get knocked back. Now you only get hit, or you only get knocked back on it moving outward, not moving back, and it has no forward guard. So before it was like ridiculously strong if you click to move, but I just don't think click to move is a fun mechanic. Personally, I think it takes you out of like the combat. That's all.
I think it adds to class complexity, which is a good thing, personally. And is part of why I think they're removing it, is because they're trying to make everything dumber. But just my opinion. 15 minutes till war. We're going to rapid fire through the rest of these, okay?
Okay.
Ambitious Panda. Ooh, Mr. Archer Daddy. Response.
Yep.
Tyler Hickson. Great podcast. Response.
Thank you very much.
He also says, do you have weapons for all your classes?
Oh yeah, was he the one that asked because I'm at high-end spots?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I
He
don't.
just rerolls
I
every
have
2
pen
days.
weapons. No. Here's the thing. I don't want to talk about it.
Austin Lassiter. I like the idea of comment awards. Response.
Yeah.
Lost Souls, don't bully me.
Well, comment of the day today goes to that Zerker, hands down, who challenged me and said that I was triggering him.
No, it definitely goes to Lost Souls. He says, don't bully my internet. I live on an island.
Yeah.
Clayton Alexander. DK comparison to Sork makes sense coming from what DK used to be, a melee class that is a magic bomber with spammed iframes. DK is a shell of its former self from when it was released, but on release, DK was about as broken as Sork is now. But since it has had multiple nerfs, so these days, rather, it's hard to see the comparison, but you see exactly where it comes from. Yes, DK's whine way too much. Response.
I'm sorry, but the playstyles just were never the same, ever. even though it was strong. I guess if you're comparing it just pure strength, but their play styles are not the same. They're completely different classes. This is what I was yelling at Rezlar about before the podcast. If we're just gonna make every class have all of the same skills and that's the end goal, then fine. But otherwise, like, they're different for a reason. DK does not play and has never played the way Sork plays. It just hasn't. It's different. Even when it was OP, it was.
Clayton Alexander.
Yeah.
Clayton Alexander also says, I think Ranger in the right hands is one of the game's top tier in small scale and 1v1. Good range, great burst, good CC, a grab, decent movement, and iframes. Ranger has an almost endless kit in the right hands. Response.
I agree, except for small scale. I think Ranger's hard in PVX, like 1v2, 1v3, honestly. Or 1vx.
Unless you're fighting Frosty and some other Sork, then.
Yeah, then it's easy.
Clayton Alexander also says, very early in, I find myself almost exhausted listening to this guy. Very vain, very garrulous. Love the podcast, usually. To which General Moores responded, I don't really think I'm vain. I don't try to come off as such, at least since I don't think I'm high and mighty. I do have a tendency to ramble, though. I told Frosty as much when he first reached out to me, actually. To each their own, though.
Yeah, no, General Moores is full of himself, and he's a blowhard.
General Moores is a good guy. He gets a little rambly, but that's fun. We always need content on this show. Unless it's 15 minutes before war, then we gotta go.
Yeah.
Volicio, I think is how you say this, says too late. Don't know what that's about. Sphero says, I'm here early.
Oh, congrats, Sphero.
Congrats, Sphero. Let us know if Man Up is dead down in the comments below. All right, that's it for the comments, and that's it for the podcast.
Cool. I gotta hop. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the 1,000 subscriber special. We will be working on trying to get a tournament going, and make sure you follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SoFrosty. Make sure you subscribe to Rezlar's YouTube channel. Make sure you share the podcast in your Discords with your guilds, all that. Make sure you like the video, and yeah, anything else? I think that's it.
No, did you say join the Discord?
Oh yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord. We'll have debates in there, the ongoing debates. They're fun.
Yeah, and also we'll probably end up polling the Discord for a lot of decisions that we make about the tournament. So to see kind of what people want it to be. So if you want to have a voice in that regard, make sure you join the Discord. But yeah, I think you covered pretty much everything else. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll catch you next week.